Did Harold just say that she was smart? Smart and AOC in the same sentence just do not go. So Harold, you lost me there. I'm not certain what you're saying. She's well known for being an idiot.
Liberal Bill Maher must have been stoned out of his mind when he said that squad leader AOC would make a fantastic candidate for president.
If she had some deprogramming, she could be such a fantastic candidate.
What do you mean deprogramming?
She's never going to resonate with people outside of the bubble that she lives in the very, very far left.
Well,
the only way the Democrats will ever win again, not that the Republicans are probably going to give it back, is to be more moderate.
See, keep in mind, and this is important, what Bill is getting at, because what applies to AOC actually is now applies to the whole Democrat Party. There are no more moderate Democrats. All of them are AOCs. All of them are progressives, and all of them are far left. So they left middle America, and what Bill is saying is to be deprogrammed, she needs to move more to the middle. AOC won't. Never has, never will. The Democrat Party, as of new, never will, never has. So, Bill, you're kind of pipe dreaming here. It's a cute little thought that AOC has a chance at a national election, but what flies in a borough of New York City will not fly nationally. That's just, political strategy 101 for you, Bill.
And now AOC is showing off how she'll lose all 50 states by going the full 20 on an 80-20 issue. She's celebrating Transgender Awareness Week. Kennedy, I forgot to wish you happy Transgender Awareness Week.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome.
How
are you celebrating?
I shaved my beard just in time for the show.
Oh, you look great.
Oh, thank you. How am I celebrating? I love watching the left cannibalize itself. I really, really do. I do not wish progressives any luck in elections. I'm terrified for the reign of Zohran Mamdani here in New York. It has emboldened people like AOC. The most interesting thing is watching her triangulate on whether or not one of her fellow progressives should primary Hakeem Jeffries, because now she has to be a little bit more of a mainstream Democrat if she wants to run for president in 2028. That means she cannot turf Democrat leadership, especially if the guy who's going to primary him will probably lose and Hakeem Jeffries will stay exactly where she is.
This is exactly the position that AOC is in. She craves and wants more. There's no doubt that Bill Maher was correct in that regard. But is she able to take her policies that are making her rabidly popular amongst the progressives and apply those to the national platform or to the national media? And the answer is no, she can't. She has no chance. This is what's interesting, though. What applies to AOC is absolutely applying to the rest of the Democrat Party. They have no chance. They are pinning their flags on losing propositions and losing positions that are not popular in Kansas. They are not popular in Texas, etc. They're only popular in Chicago, New York City, and Los Angeles. Not even California, Los Angeles, because if you look at Northern California, obviously the stuff that Gavin Newsom's up to isn't popular with the moderate independents and with the Republicans in California. So what applies to AOC, and this is why I wanted to show you all this video, absolutely applies to Gavin Newsom and absolutely applies to Pritzker. So these are the three names that are being batted around for candidates for the Democrats in 2028 to go up against JD. And the truth of the matter is that none of the three have a chance because they've staked their claim on progressive radical policies, and liberal aggressive policies, or radical policies rather, absolutely can't win a national election. So AOC, you're out. You have no chance, as does Gavin and as does Pritzker. These people have really just dug themselves a hole that they won't be able to get out of.
I don't think that there is a way to reprogram a progressive. I think, unfortunately, that it is an orthodoxy and a mental virus that takes over any rational component of a person's executive function. Therefore, she cannot be the head of the executive branch.
Harold, is AOC presidential timber?
I don't know. I think that what Bill, I think, was trying to say, she could be, but I think what he was trying to say is you can't connect with everybody in the country if you have these views that are so outside of where the mainstream is.
Exactly.
She clearly has some of the attributes. She's smart, she's popular, she's well known in the country.
Did Harold just say that she was smart? Smart and AOC in the same sentence just do not go. So Harold, you lost me there. I'm not certain what you're saying.
When I say popular, well known is what I really mean. But I was listening to someone today who wrote.
She's well known for being an idiot, Harold. So yeah, she's popular or well known. I don't know if you're going to want that kind of known to be associated with your name if you're going to run on a national platform.
A book on RFK, and he talked about how Robert F. Kennedy, and he said, not Robert F. Kennedy Jr., but the Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy, and he said, you know, one of the things that he was great about was he admitted when he made mistakes. He talked about policy errors and things he could grow on. I think about my time in politics. You said something to me the other day. I didn't support term limits when I got to Congress. I now am a massive supporter of term limits. I tried to give myself space all the time to grow. I was not totally for charter schools and vouchers when I got to Congress. I've since changed. I've gone so far as I think we need massive federal involvement. We got to take it from the locals because they're not.
I mean, this is a perfect example of what happens when you get your head out of your ass and you move out of D.C. That it looks like Harold actually got some common sense and became less radicalized. So, again, Harold, I think some of your points are cogent, where the 80-20, you need to pick the 80, you need to align with the 80% of America and those platforms and positions. AOC can't. She's unable to do that. And wherever you're going with this being apologetic and admitting when you're wrong, does anybody remember any time where AOC ever admitted that she was wrong or took the wrong position? Harold, I don't know where you're going to go with this one.
Not doing a good enough job. I used to think we should lower taxes on certain businesses. Once I got to Congress, I learned better, and my private sector experience has got me to think about this even differently. She should do the same. And if you're willing to grow and show that you have space to grow, voters will reward you. That would be her lane to get there.
I've changed my position on filet of fish. I always thought it was gross, but now Trump's saying it's good if you add a little more tartar. I might try it tonight.
Delightful.
I don't know what that tastes like. Demonization of business, demonization of corporations. That's what I think of when I think of AOC.
Right.
She does a lot of that. I have a very hard time with somebody who is highly critical of the biggest taxpayers in New York City. That's a problem, I would say, going forward. On transgender rights.
She's exactly right. That's a huge problem going forward when you're demonizing the heartbeat of America and our economy, especially with everyday Americans feeling the pinch from the Joe Biden inflation. This is exactly where AOC can't pivot. She's put herself into a corner. So I'm curious what you think. Does AOC have a chance at the national level? Will AOC be able to apologize and pull back some of her more radical positions that let her be known and popular, as Harold said? Or will she just double down on stupid because that's what AOC has done? Or will she not be able to pull herself out of the borough popularity and put herself onto that national stage? I'm curious what you think. Let me know in the comments, and if you haven't subscribed yet to America First Alerts, definitely do so. We'll have more stories just like this down the pipe.